Hey guys, I'm going to do a quick video and run through my knife collection. On this first part, I'm going to show you guys all the Benchmade folders I own. And on part 2, I'm going to run through all my zero tolerance knives. They're all manual or spring assisted. That's all you can own here in Canada. The laws aren't the best, but it is what it is. Up first, I have the 860 Bedlam, the plain edge, the blacked out version. This is the first knife that got me into buying Benchmade knives. Benchmade's well known for the axis lock. You just pull back on this lock bar and it lets the blade fall freely. It makes it really easy to close and open one-handed. It has the sculpted black G10 handles. I also have the 860 Bedlam with the serrations. I'm not a huge fan of the serrated blades. I'm going to end up selling all my knives that still have serrations. This is the KnifeWorks 810-1401, the Contigo with the M390 blade. It has the blue and black G10 handles with the satin blade. I also have the blacked out version of the Contigo, the 810, with the M4 steel and the blacked out blade. These next two knives are both Shane Cyber designs. Up first is the 757 Vicar. I really like this knife. It has that S30V stonewash blade. It's really aggressive looking. It's a liner lock. It has 90 thou thick titanium liners. It runs on phosphor bronze washers, and it's actually smoother than some of the bearing knives that I own. The other Shane Cyber design is the 275 Adamas. This is one of Benchmade's most popular knives. It has the strongest axis lock out of all the folders that they make. It has D2 steel, so it only comes with a black blade. The 808 Loco. It has that big S30V blade, custom hardware, custom pivot, and a custom axis lock. Has the black G10 handles. Benchmade did a good job on this knife. It's extremely smooth and it fits in the hand really well. Up next is the 928 Proxy. It has the CPM 20 CV blade. This is the first time Benchmade did a flipper with bearings. It has a Desert Tan G10 show side and a titanium frame lock on the lock side. The blade looks like it was blasted with glass bead media. The titanium is blasted. It looks like with aluminum oxide. They did a good job with this one. It's extremely smooth. It's a good flipper. The 710 McHenry & Williams. It has that nice shiny satin blade with black G10 handles. This was Benchmade's longest running knife in production for quite some time. I think it's discontinued now. I could be wrong, but I think this was the first knife that Benchmade put the axis lock on. I also have the 710, the 1401 KnifeWorks exclusive. It has an M390 blade with blue and black G10 handles and blue anodized standoffs. Up next is the 520 Presidio. This is the old version. They make a newer version. This one's discontinued. It has the aluminum handles with the satin blade. This is another one of my favorite Benchmade knives, the 761 Ti. It has the M390 blade with thrust bearing washers. It has that blasted machined handle. This is one of the most expensive folders that Benchmade makes that isn't gold class. This next knife, the 665 APB Assist, has a nice satin 154 cm blade with blue and black G10 contoured handles. It has a snappy action. These next 5 knives are all the same model, they're barrage, but they have different materials and different blade shapes. Up first is the 585 mini barrage. It has a satin blade. It has a really strong spring, it's really snappy action. This next one is the 580 barrage. It has the blacked out blade with serrations. The 583 barrage, it has the tanto blade. The 581 barrage with the M390 blade. Aluminum bolsters and black G10 handles. This one's probably my favorite barrage. The 580-2 barrage with the gray G10 and the S30V blade. This is the newest one they make. The last 5 or 6 knives were all spring assist. It's the closest thing you can get in Canada to an auto knife and still be legal. The 950-1, the Rift. It has the black blade with the serrations. This knife's discontinued. They stopped making it a couple years ago. The 950 Rift with the black and gray G10. It has the plain edge with the black blade. 154 cm. The next 4 knives are all Griptilians. This is the 551-1. It has gray G10. It has a nice shiny satin blade with blue G10 liners and spacers. The 551 Griptilian, it has an acid stonewash blade with satin flats. This is the Doug Ritter M390 with the Wilkins custom raw titanium handles. I bought these handles right from Kevin. He lives in Berlin, Germany. I got the Doug Ritter Griptilian from Knifeworks. This is also the Wilkins titanium handles, but this one's blasted with glass bead media. It's the 553 Griptilian, the Tanto blade with serrations. This next knife, the 300 axis flipper, it got bad reviews when it first came out because the axis lock and a flipper don't really work well together. But I really like this knife. It has brown and tan G10. It's a butch ball design. It has a satin blade. It's a fun little knife to play with. The 1,000,001 volley axis assist. It has black sculpted G10 handles with the 154 cm blade. It's got a snappy little action on this one too. .908 Striker with the satin blade and black G10 handles. The Striker line's been around for quite a while. They've had a lot of iterations. This is another discontinued knife, the 477 Emissary, the Axis Assist. It has a Warncliffe blade, 154 cm satin, with aluminum handles that are anodized. It's got a strong spring to it. It has a snappy little action. This next knife is the 746 Mini Onslaught. It's a Bob Lum design. It has a nice satin blade with a high flat grind. It's a really good slicer. 154 cm with black contour G10 handles. I also have the 746 1201, the Mini Onslaught with the carbon fiber in the blue anodized barrel spacers. It looks like they used a glass bead media to blast a blade. It has that mirror polished black oxide clip. These next 3 knives are the 940 line. The first one's the 940-1. It has an S90V blade with carbon fiber and blue barrel spacers. That S90V is one of the hardest steels you can get. It's extremely wear resistant. This is the 940-2. It has an S30V blade with black G10 handles and green barrel spacers. The 943 has a black blade with serrations. These are all Osborne designs. The 940 line is a really popular line with Benchmade. The next knife, the 530 Pardue, is actually the lightest knife that Benchmade makes. It feels kind of flimsy because it's so small and thin. The 490 Amicus with the S90V blade. It's an axis assist flipper. Here in Canada, this is the closest thing you can get to an auto knife, a flipper with a spring assist, and still be legal. This is another really small knife I like to carry in the summertime when I'm wearing shorts. This next knife, the 890 Torrent, is nitrous assist. It has two titanium leaf springs that fire the blade. It has a 154 cm blade with black contoured G10 handles. The leaf springs don't fire the blade quite as strong as a coil spring, but they'll last a lot longer. And last up is the 320 Precinct. It's another butch ball design. It kind of looks like the 300. But this one's a liner lock on bearings. And it's pretty smooth actually for a little knife. Alright guys, that's going to be pretty much it for this first part on the Benchmade knives. I'm going to throw some pictures up right now at the end of this video and show you guys all the different knives that I've collected over the years that are Benchmade. I've bought and sold quite a few. The picture quality won't be the best. They're pictures from some of my old phones that didn't have very nice cameras. On the next video I'm going to go through and show you guys all the zero tolerance knives I own. I don't have quite as many, but they're all titanium frame locks. And they're all on bearings or flippers. They're really nice knives, so stick around for that guys. And until I catch you on the next video, have a good one.